Hey Patriots, welcome to Patriot Life with Candice Keller. It is Wednesday, March the 12th. Today's the 12th, right? We are coming to you with a spontaneous podcast because of something that happened today in our local news here in Ohio. Just want to remind you more than ever, enough talk, enough tyranny. Get educated, get informed, or get out of the way. That is our mantra at Patriot Life. Today at 5 o'clock, our governor came on the television. I was watching after a long day at work. And I had heard a rumor from someone at the State House today that the governor was possibly going to be considering lifting the illegal orders that he's had in place for more than a year here in Ohio. I'm just talking to you now, being as transparent as I possibly can about what happened today. So at 4 o'clock today, my former colleague, Scott Wiggum, I served with him last General Assembly, who's an excellent man and a good representative, introduced a resolution in the clerk's office at 4 o'clock demanding that all illegal orders and mandates be completely lifted off of everything in Ohio, from what I saw. As soon as that was submitted to the clerk's office, the governor announced he would be doing a presser at 5 or 5:30. He ended up coming on about 5:30. And as I watched, it was vaccination, vaccination, vaccination the whole time that he talked. And then much to my shock, he began to talk about giving award items to people who get vaccinated in Ohio. And one of the things he said was that children ages, I believe he said 12 to 18, who get vaccinated with their first vaccination in the next 5 or 6 weeks, their name would be put in a drawing, and 4 of their names would be drawn out 1 week at a time, and they would receive a full 4-year scholarship, full ride, room and board, probably $100,000 a year for all 4 years. So that's 4 students times 400,000. That's $1.6 million prize for a young person to get vaccinated. And then he said, of course, I was trying to absorb what he was saying. I was so stunned by what he said. And then he said that I believe 5 Ohioans who get vaccinated, adults, in the next several weeks, I believe June 1st is the deadline or something, likewise, 5 of them would be put in a drawing to collect $1 million to receive the vaccine. I got to tell you, I didn't see that one coming. I've never seen anything like Mike DeWine. He is absolutely bent on destroying the state of Ohio. Here we have a vaccine. Let me just back up. We got a COVID vaccination that was developed in about a year. It's clearly untested. It took 23 years to create the polio vaccine. So we have this vaccination, COVID vaccination. Almost 4,000 people have died from taking the vaccination. And here he's offering, now this is federal tax dollars. So he knew he couldn't take this from the state of Ohio coffers because, number one, we don't have it. Number two, he knows the whole state would go bonkers. So he's drawing from one of the millions of federal treasury accounts that we have. I'm sure all the other 49 states are delighted to be paying for Ohioans to get vaccinated. So all you people in Idaho and California and Kentucky ought to be pretty mad about this nonsense. I've never seen a person wield such power, one man to wield such power. It is absolute tyranny. He is a tyrant. This is not an act of terrorism, but it is extremely, can't even think of a word, unjust, irrational. I clearly am wondering about the mental health of Governor DeWine at this point. To take millions of taxpayer dollars and pay random people to stick a needle in their body with a substance that they're not quite sure of. Maybe they don't really want to do it. Talk about a violation of your right to privacy. You know, the first thing I learned as a legislator was this. You don't create any kind of situation, law, bill, resolution, executive order that only affects a portion of the population of your state. Every law must cover every person. So, for instance, like I always thought it was a great idea that people over 65 didn't have to pay real estate taxes anymore. It's a great idea. But the truth is, that law should apply to, we can only do some people and not everybody. We have to treat everyone exactly the same. So when you pick out a group of people that are making a personal health decision, a private health decision, now keep in mind, whoever wins this money, what a nightmare disaster this is going to be. Their face is going to be plastered all over the paper, no doubt. Their name, no doubt. As the winner of the person who got their vaccination for money, we're paying. This is such a socialist idea. I got a text from a woman who came to America from another country, a socialist country. She sent me a text, and she's now an American citizen. Here's what she said to me, and I thought it was very insightful. She said, this is about manipulating people into the vaccination and children being indoctrinated into seeing this as what is done. Next will be a mandatory passport of vaccinating people. The other thing is the governor lifted the mask mandates and all of the illegal orders that have been illegal for over a year now, and I've been saying this for over a year now, and I've refused to wear a mask everywhere I go and made the paper and national news because of it, so now he says it's not necessary anymore. Keep in mind, the primary for governor is 1 year from now, May of 2022. You think this governor's not remembering that the election is on the horizon? He's running for office right now. And what he's doing right now is setting you free from something that was illegal to begin with, because he's running for governor. And he thinks that voters are going to forget. And sometimes they do forget, but you can't forget. Why don't we take the millions of dollars that he just is going to give to people for getting vaccinated and give it to all the business owners who've lost their businesses, or people who've lost their homes, or people who've lost their jobs, all the incomes that have changed, all of the home ownership, all of the business ownership, all of the businesses that have suffered, the restaurants that have suffered. The millions of dollars could have been dispersed across Ohioans in that manner. But no, we're going to give it to people who actually take a drug into their body, whether they want to or not, because they're being bribed. This is socialism at its very finest. And I know I'm speaking strong words to you today, and I've never talked to you like this before, but I am so stunned at what our governor just did. Here's the last thing I need to say to you. If this legislature, the 134th General Assembly, 85% of them I know personally, have all their cell phones numbers. If they don't move to impeach this governor at this point, I don't know what to tell you. They need to pressure Speaker Bob Cupp to remove this governor based on a complete inability to follow the law. It all comes down to the legislature. If our legislators sit by and let this one go, you are really seeing who's working for you. Speaker Cupp, you need to move on this. Matt Huffman, President of the Senate, you need to move on this. Both of you do. This governor is out of control. He is a tyrant, and he's stealing money from taxpayers so people will get vaccinated. Somewhere in there, I don't know where, money is being exchanged. I don't know how. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know what Big Pharma is doing. I don't know the hospitals. I don't know anything about why they're pressuring people to get this vaccination. But I know this, it is theft from the people of Ohio and the people of this country to force them to do something like this. So I feel like I needed to say this to you today. We had another podcast to put on tomorrow. We're going to try to hurry up and edit this during the night tonight to get this out to you. Pay attention. Pay attention to what this governor just did. This is not just another day in paradise here in Ohio. Today was the limit. We're supposed to be happy about the orders being lifted. I ignored them anyway. But now he's taking money and giving it to people to get vaccinated. Unbelievable. Think about this. We're going to get through the summer now without masks. In the fall, there's going to be some kind of crazy new outbreak, something associated with not wearing masks or the vaccination or whatever. And we're all going to go into another situation. Please, I'm asking you, call your legislators. This is your call to action. Call your legislators. Demand that this governor be impeached. He's crossed the line and he's lost his mind. That's all I've got for you today on Patriot Life. I'll see you next time. Hang tough.